welcome everybody. And if you're not one of the speakers, if you could mute your microphone, there will be a time after the speakers present that you'll be able to ask questions, but that would be great if you could mute while the other speakers are talking. So welcome, I'm Susan Asadi, and I'm the Executive Director of the New York City chapter. And I'm thrilled to be co-moderating this cross-metro meetup with Phil Desant. He's our Executive Director for Joinville, Brazil. These cross-metro events are meant to help expose companies from different global markets that want international connections in a variety of industries across the globe in order to break into business abroad. So today we have business experts from New York City, including a speech and dialect coach, a payroll benefit and a compliance solution provider, an insurance and employee benefits expert from New York, and from Brazil, a trade and cross-border finance expert, an international tax coordinator, and business development expert. All are seeking business opportunities between each other. So in many cases, our New York City speakers have conducted business with Brazil or have services which would benefit these Brazilian companies. So the format will be each of our speakers will talk for 4 minutes, and then we'll have time for Q&A after. And if Melanie is ready, you're going to be the first speaker. I don't know if you're sharing a screen. Melanie Fox here.
Yes, I'm here, and I would just need to be a co-host, I think. No, wait, no, it's gonna let me. It'll let me.
It'll let you share. Okay, so I'm going to give a brief introduction for you, and then you can start your presentation.
Perfect, thank you.
She's an acclaimed dialect coach and accent reduction specialist who helps non-native English speakers articulate clear business English and empowers performers to master dialects from around the world. She customizes her classes to fit the unique needs of each client based on his or her native language. She focuses on pronunciation, also incorporates business writing, speech writing, etc. And she also coaches Spanish pronunciation for non-native speakers. So without further ado, Melanie, please go ahead with your presentation. You have 4 minutes.
Thanks so much, Susan. Okay, hi everybody. I'm Melanie Fox. They call me the Speech Fox because speech is my niche, and I help my clients clearly and confidently communicate, and that's through pronunciation and presentation training. And I also do work with Mango Languages that has both a software and an app, and that could be for learning Brazilian Portuguese and other languages. So I'm the coach of English for advanced learners. I have Mango coaches that teach English as a second language, and then also an app both for learning English and Brazilian Portuguese as well as other languages. So just to debrief, if you look at my website, my main services are accent reduction, meaning clear pronunciation of English. I also do help people do that in Spanish, and as well as, again, business presentations. And as I said, world language learning through Mango. And again, if it's a beginner ESL, that would be Mango. If it's very advanced speakers that already speak and do business in English, I'm the person for that. Okay, so why would someone want accent reduction? I'll give you a very clear example that might be kind of humorous. A client of mine was about to tell in a meeting a group of administrative assistants if they want to work here, they had to fuck us, which sounds like a very bad word in English. So the right word is O, the letter is O in focus, and that would avoid an HR nightmare. So that's just a very quick and rudimentary example of why accents are important. You could accidentally say something that you don't mean. So what can communication issues do to either get in the way or help you? Well, clarity and sharing information if you can communicate, your confidence or your perceived competence, building rapport with potential clients, the impact that your pitches and presentations have, success in sales, obviously leading to revenue, and the efficacy of your customer service and support. And prospects and clients may even call you out on it if you do not have a good enough level of that. So wanted to talk about specifically for Brazilian clients, since I have a lot. Oh, I spelled leech wrong. I need to fix that. The E sound at the end of a word. So leech versus lychee. The T and the CH, different in Brazilian Portuguese versus English. T's versus cheese. To versus chew. Three, and then the TH, it's a crazy sound. Most languages don't have a TH like th and the. English unfortunately does. So we have letters like th in three versus t like tree, or they versus day. Even substituting an F could make you confuse fought like fighting versus thought thinking. R's versus H's, red versus head. And the L, it's very complicated in English the way we make an L. Cold could sound like code if you don't have that clear L. And one thing I'll just touch on, rising intonation. I had a client from Brazil who was giving a very good presentation with a lot of confidence in his heart and mind, but he was using a rising intonation. So he'd say, we're going to get a lot more revenue next year. We're going to have a bigger team. And that intonation sounds to an American like a question or expressing unsureness. So I'm just noting those, and trust me, we've got tons that Americans or English speakers learning Brazilian Portuguese, we're going to have the same issue in reverse about the T and CH, about the R, about the nya sound. We know about caipirinhas, but we really need to learn to say that better. And nasal vowels, you will have a lot of fun laughing at Americans saying João and names like this. So feel free to know, same is happening in reverse, and Mango Languages can help, because I am not the Brazilian Portuguese speaker to teach them, but definitely someone at Mango can. So a very brief why me. I have a lot in my background. I look 12, but I'm 42. I've lived overseas. I have a master's in linguistics. I've been working both as a coach and on the corporate side for 20 years. I have clients all over the world, and I want to just show you from some of my Brazilian clients, AB and Bev, Brazilian folks at Nestle Waters, and even a boy band, Bruninho and Devi. I'll wrap up here just saying that a lot of clients say wonderful things about me. These are some of my Brazilian clients. I'm highlighting some words that are very important to my services. So this person is an actress. The other ones were big corporate leaders. And then, so at the end of the day, I can help business owners, entrepreneurs, folks in sales. I work with executive coaches, one that specializes in Brazilians, and feel free to introduce me for pronunciation or world languages. And thank you so, so much for your time.
Thank you, Melanie. You have some great examples already, but I wanted to just ask you, since you have so many clients, you've mentioned that working from Brazil, what's one of the biggest challenges you've seen, and what's your recommendation to help work on that challenge?
So as I gave a few tips on pronunciation, there are some letter switches, again, the T and the CH, like to and chew, that could really confuse someone. But the rising intonation, the rising inflection that I mentioned, it's such a simple concept that our intonation is different. But in English, when you're speaking and you're making a statement, you lower your pitch. So you say, I believe that next year our revenue will grow by 50%. And the intonation goes down. If you raise that and say next year it'll be 50%, we hear question mark. That question mark can either mean that you're unsure of what you're saying or that you're literally asking a question. So I'd say some consonant issues, but definitely that intonation can really make a very big difference in an American audience's interpretation of what you just said and how you feel about what you're saying. So I'd go with intonation as one of the biggest factors there.
Excellent. What a great example. Okay, thank you, Melanie. So now we're going to turn to Charles Newman. Chuck is the president and managing partner of Charles Newman Company. It's an independent employees benefits brokerage celebrating its 30th year in business and serving more than 200 companies. His company is the Hudson Valley Gateway Chamber of Commerce 2021 Business of the Year. He's a graduate of Colgate University. He's began his insurance career as an agent of Connecticut Mutual Life and soon formed his own company. He is involved with many organizations and has been honored by them. He is perpetually involved in fundraising for research to find a cure for polycystic kidney disease, among many other issues. And I'd love to hand the show over to Chuck Newman. Please take it away.
Thank you, Susan. And thank you so much, Melanie. You sped through that, but I think it was very enlightening. Love the points you made about inflection. And one of the things some Americans do, for those on the call, is have that kind of, I call it question inflection. I don't know if that's a real thing, Melanie, but at the end of every sentence, they say it goes up, and you're like, well, are you asking a question or are you making a statement? So I'm glad you pointed that out. Hi, everyone. I go by Chuck, Charles Newman Company. We're in just north of New York City in the Hudson Valley in New York. Our primary value proposition is providing employee benefits, primarily health insurance for companies here in the United States. Just by a show of hands or raise your hand virtually, do any of you on the call or many of you on the call have offices in the US? Okay, so I see a couple, and the primary value that we talk about with companies locating here into the U.S. from anywhere outside of the U.S. is that in the United States, the health insurance system is just different than it is in most of the rest of the world, and it's definitely not better. So our health insurance for 70% of Americans is provided through their workplace, through their employer, through the business that they work for. So it's very difficult to navigate that, because if you're a business owner locating here in the United States, you then are, generally speaking, going to need to provide health insurance for your employees. That's where they get their health care insurance. That's how they can pay their bills if they then have to go to the doctors and hospitals. So it becomes a responsibility for you as a business owner, manager, HR leader, whatever your position is. If you're directing a company to locate here in the United States, it's something you need to deal with, and we help you deal with that. There are a number of ways we help you. We can help you locate providers for a variety of benefits. When I talk about providers, insurance companies, we have a special value proposition for foreign companies locating here in the United States, where many times you can actually get lower rates than American-owned companies here in the United States can get. We do that by negotiating rates using foreign insurers who are operating here in the United States without getting too much into the weeds about it. That's kind of the global picture. But there are two ways you get benefits, either directly with the insurance companies through someone like us, through brokers, or you use an organization called a professional employer organization, a PEO. And those are very popular with foreign companies locating in the United States, because that's kind of an approach where you have a one-stop shopping. They do everything from your payroll for your employees to your health insurance and other employee benefits, and do your human resources and all of the compliance. US is, as many countries are, I suspect, very heavy on companies being compliant with all laws, rules, and regulations concerning employees. So we help you to navigate what really is a very complex world here in the United States for employer-based health insurance. If you have a business here in the United States, in 46 states, for instance, and that business has fewer than 50 US employees, you're in what's called the small group market. In 4 states, including New York, where I am, you have to be all the way up to 100 employees in the United States to be in that small group market for health insurance. And if you're in that small group market, you've got very high rates and cookie cutter plans, which are not negotiable with the insurance companies. But if you have a foreign company, you're here in the United States, and you're under that 50 mark in 46 states or under 100 in 4 states, we can help you. We can help you get lower rates for your health insurance. So bottom line is, different world here in the United States than it is really in almost every other developed country, where insurance is provided for healthcare through the employers. And if anyone has any questions about how that works, I would encourage you to contact me. I'll put my information into the chat so you can reach out at any time and ask any questions you have.
Thank you very much, Chuck. I think you and I discussed what size companies you work with, but I think you've already answered that, right? Or do you want to further articulate on that?
You know, right now, Susan, thank you for asking. We're helping a Mexican company that just reached out to us. They only have 2 US employees, but we're helping them get insurance. So we can help companies as small as 2 employees. Our largest employer group has about 750 employees here in the US. But really that entire range, and even up to 1,000 employees, we're happy to help.
Okay, and do you want to add anything else about how you can help with U.S. offices of Brazilian companies, or do you feel like you've covered
For Brazilian
that
companies, as with any foreign company that's operating here in the United States, we can help you navigate all the rules and regulations of setting up a company, get you the right partners for that, getting your employees paid, making sure you have the right insurance in place, and really all the important things, so you can just go about your business and earn the money that you hope to here in the United States without running afoul of any of the laws and regulations.
Excellent. Okay, thank you, Chuck. Now we're
Thanks for the time, everyone.
Now we're going to turn to Alan Stevenson. Alan is the Senior Affiliate Partnerships Manager at Remote. an organization that provides payroll benefits and compliance solutions for internationally distributed workforces. He has significant experience supporting global expansion of companies across multiple sectors and industries. And at Remote, he's responsible for developing and executing partner programs with leading providers in a variety of industries. So there may be some crossover, Alan, from what you do with what Chuck does, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to go ahead and hand the baton over to you. Please share your presentation.
Sorry, no problem, Susan. Thank you very much for the introduction, and probably more importantly for the invitation. Thanks to Melanie and Chuck for your presentations just beforehand. I think I need to talk to both of you afterwards. Melanie, from a personal perspective, I need to sort of maybe dilute my accent a little bit. I'm originally from Ireland, but based here in New York City, and I've been here for 14 years. So I can either engage with somebody like yourself, or perhaps stop frequenting so many Irish bars, and perhaps my accent will reduce a little bit. Chuck, I think we have a lot of synergy, so I'd love to sort of pick up after the call. So Remote.com is a company that allows for individuals to be hired in international markets. So the official industry that we're in is employer of record. And what that means is that we have a number of entities throughout the world, which will allow companies to legally, compliantly, and efficiently employ people from regardless of where they live. So the EOR kind of acts as the worker's employer on paper, but effectively the company hires the person and runs the business just like any other member of their team. So that's the sort of theoretical industry that we're in. But what we do as a business, and our mission, is to open up the potential of the world for every person, business, and country. We want to remove location as a barrier to employment, and we want to democratize employment. We want someone living in a remote village in a region in Africa to have access to the same employment opportunities as someone living in one of the big cities that we're based in at the moment. And so it allows anyone to be hired anywhere, no matter where they live. And then the solution that we provide is actually to remove the burden of compliance off the company's hands, right? So we have in-house legal teams, in-house HR experts, that can really protect a company and the employee from all the issues of hiring somebody in a new location. We understand completely the challenges and probably more importantly the costs of doing business in new markets, and we want to remove those. We want to make it as easy for companies to grow, to expand, and to run new teams in new markets. We're a relatively new organization. We're 2 years old, but we've been fast growing. We became a unicorn in July, which was actually the week before I joined. So maybe sort of news had filtered through that I was coming on board, which supported that announcement. And look, we've got hundreds of Brazilian clients that have used Remote in markets across the world. American companies hiring people across Latin America, and I really think the opportunities between Joinville and the US are immense in terms of growth opportunities for Brazilian companies to access the US market and use a company like Remote to support their expansion.
Thank you, Alan. I have a question for you. So many Brazilian companies are put off expanding to the US by the complexities of setting up and the cost of hiring people. So do you want to get more specific on some of the solutions that Remote provides to help them navigate the market?
Yeah, absolutely. Always have to do the sales pitch as well, Susan. So that's great. Yeah. So look, a lot of our clients, maybe similar to Chuck, are in the sort of SMB stage, right? So it's first touching point into a new international market, and that takes a lot of resource, time, money, people resource, etc. And we want to eliminate that. So we give the companies that are hiring or contracting a person in a new market the opportunity to let that individual run the new market while the executives of the company can actually continue with their day job of running the business in the home market, right? Because if the home market is not successful, then they don't have the resource to expand into new markets. So we offer this solution that allows people to quickly and easily onboard contractors as well as full-time employees and make sure that they're paid, make sure that the compliance of a new market is up to date, and they're complying with all regulations of that new market. So it means you can hire a salesperson or a technical person in the market without having to engage then with a HR consultant or an accountant in the same way. And we also want to make it cost efficient. So at the moment we have a free platform for contractors. So if you employ a contractor in a new market, it's free for the first year on remote.com. And if you employ a full-time employee, actually at the moment until the end of this financial year, the first employee that signs up on the remote platform is free as well. So again, we're removing the burden of cost. We're removing the burden of complexity to allow people to expand into new markets.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Alan. I'm sure people may have more questions for you later, and I think we should all share our contact information in the chat so that we can continue to network. So now I'd like to pass the moderation on to Phil Desson, our Executive Director of Joinville, Brazil, and he will introduce his speakers. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Susan. And I would like also to thank you very much, Melanie, Chuck, and Alan for their presentation. So we're gonna start now with presentations from our experts here in Brazil, starting with Mario Eugenio Crivellaro. He's from Bastos, Wackenhagen Burns Advogados Associados. So I'm going to introduce Mario. First of all, he's an international attorney enrolled with the Santa Catarina Bar. He's an expert in tax law and accounting applied on legal matters, as well as expert on tax planning and management. He works with international matters, especially related to international tax matters, international business expansion, and wealth management planning. He works today with Bastos, Wackenhagen Burns and Associate law firm. In addition to his activities with Bastos, Wackenhagen Burns Advogados Associados, Mario is also advisory board member at Global Chamber Joinville. So Mario, the floor is yours. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everyone. We just share my screen here.
It doesn't, no skin off our head. They're the idiots.
Okay, can everyone see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Global Chamber, for this opportunity. I'm very pleased to meet you all. It's my first time speaking in English in a presentation, especially of the law firm I work on. And after Melanie, being a foreigner, after Melanie introduces about the complexities of English, I feel a little more pressured, but I will try my best. Let's go. So this is our firm. We are located here in Jaraguá do Sul. It's a very close city to Joinville. The firm was founded in the year 2000. It was 21 years ago. This is our partners, Jackson Bastos on the left. He was the founding partner. And in the middle, we have Christian Wackerhagen. That is, Christian was the first intern of our firm, and then he became the first partner. And recently, in the 2020s, we have Israel Burns, which is the last partner who has been invited to join the board. So our firm, basically, we are a full-service boutique legal firm, and in the last year, when I recently joined the firm, the partners came to the whole team and said, well, we know what we do, we work with legal aspects, but what we want to show to the world is our principles and why we are different from other law firms in Brazil. So we come up with our principles, our purpose, our mission, our vision and values, which I share now with you. And basically, what our firm intends and are committed to is be part of something extraordinary, which means in a English expression, we want to walk with our clients' shoes. We want to understand their truly needs and be part of their projects. And in my case, specifically, being part of their project of international expansion. So we are committed here to align our principles with our expertise, which is, as I said, we are a full-service legal boutique. So we work with labor, corporate, tax and customs, environmental, civil, tax governance, labor, and international law. So most recently, and our main goal here is to align these principles with what we can do, so we can put our legal perspective in the decision-making process of our clients. And that's what does make us different, not only to show the alternatives, the possibilities that they can do according to the law, but also actively helping them on this decision process. So as I said, the international law is a new branch in our office. I started working here in the last year, but as soon as I joined the team, I felt the commitment to their principles, which fit to mine. So I was challenged to think that to develop an international area of thinking different than what we have today. So when we talk about international aspects, we have to think about, there's no way you can think about globalization and industry 4.0. So this is not, globalization is not a term from the near future anymore. It's a term about the past, and actually it's a term about now. So when we think international, you need to think expansively and in an innovative way. So the doors to become internationals and to build international presence has never been this wide open. Even despite of the crisis, the pandemic, we feel here that it's not a privilege to the multinational big companies anymore. And our goal here is to assist Brazilian entrepreneurs mainly, but our clients to become international, in mainly in legal aspects, of course, but also having partners that can assist us in any other aspects too. So basically, I prepared here our work portfolio divided in 4 major products, which is business, trade, and compliance, which means basically what the company will need in terms of incorporating and services, basic service like back office to his company abroad, and also aspects related to commercial impacts that may affect their planning of making business abroad. So the second one is the international contract, which means we help them to create the whole policy for related to the international contracts the company has to make, like labor contracts, contracts with their clients, contracts with their suppliers, and if any other stakeholders related to their activity. And the third one is global mobility, which means we can assist them creating a policy for expatriation, which comprehends even sending their staff here to abroad, but also receiving staffs from the group or foreigners to work here in Brazil. And this is basically the 3 foot that is related to the company. And the last and 4th one is wealth management support, which means we assist our clients to create wealth, international wealth. So we basically incorporate offshore structures, or even in countries with double tax avoidance agreement, and help them to with jurisdiction, not only in terms to reduce tax impacts, but also to protect their asset from succession planning, for instance. So this is basically this. I know I had a short time, and I hope I made myself clear, and I want to thank you everyone again for your time and attention.
Thank you very much, Mario. So we won't have time for questions on your part, because you have extended a little bit, but thank you very much. We're gonna go to now Danilo Serafini with FX Partners. So let me introduce Danilo to you. Danilo, with over 20 years of experience in banks and multinational companies, He had a solid knowledge of the national and international markets in the areas of foreign exchange, structured operations, trade finance, correspondent banking, and commodity financing. He has been an entrepreneur since 2013. Before founding FX Partners, Danilo developed 2 companies in the field of financial services and investment that are currently booming. Even more previously, he had intense international and multicultural experience, living, studying, and working in 4 different countries: Brazil, USA, France, and Switzerland. He also underwent structuring and implementation of new areas of products. So, Danilo, thank you very much for being with us. The floor is yours.
Hello, good afternoon. Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Global Chamber. It's a pleasure to be here with you. Thank you for the invitation. Let me screen. Let me see if it's working. Is it good? Are you guys seeing my presentation?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you. So I'll try to focus on this and be very brief in my presentation. The time is very short. And I agree with Mario, after many Fox presentation, the pressure for the pronunciation is bigger, especially for me. It has at least 6 years. I'm just taking care of the domestic market. So I'm just using my English for vacations, not for business. But let's come back here. What we do, this simple word explain a lot of things. We make things simpler. That's what we do. So to facilitate the foreign exchange operation, you can count on FX partners. The products we work are basically all the products involving foreign exchange and trade finance. So we do advisory for document analysis, registration of operations, import and export, whatever, all kind of transactions, banknotes. I mean, we buy and sell money in currency. Here we put a purchase and sell operation, but I mean, you can understand export and import. Everything related to credit for import of goods or import of export and trade finance. And okay, we were working on training, but we are not doing it with most frequently. And of course, exchange rate hedging. We provide advisory for export performance. I don't know if you know what export performance is, but it's a kind of structure that helps a company who did a kind of a prepayment of export in Brazil, but the time the company wants to settle the transaction with the bank, it could happen any problem with the export itself, the products or the contact with the importer abroad. So we provide a financial structure to solve this problem through the central bank and the banks in Brazil. We take care with a lot of structured transaction, especially bringing funding from foreign funds to companies in Brazil, structuring international factoring for companies in Brazil or outside Brazil or abroad. Indeed, other kind of operations involving trade finance. Here we listed some export products. So foreign currency in the spot market and foreign currency for the future market. Financing, ACC, it's a kind of pre-export, but it's onshore. Pre-export is offshore. ACE is after shipment of the goods, ACC is before shipment. And forfeiting, it's kind of international factoring. It's discount of bill of exchange. We take care of all modalities, letter of credit, advance payment, documentary collection, and remittance. Same thing for import, so spot and future market financing of all modalities. So we listed here the most common credit operation, especially in Brazil. So import finance, of course, for companies who import goods from other countries, prepayment for exporters, letter of credit to mitigate the credit risk of the counterparties abroad. Structured deals, as I commented before, when bringing funding for Brazilian companies from banks, factoring, or other international financial institutions like investment fund, etc. Export finance and forfeiting. So here it's a little bit of more details of funding rising. Okay, we don't need to get into details, but this is something we do very well. And of course, to protect the companies of market risk. So we also provide exchange rate hedge. NDF is very used here in Brazil and on delivery forward, but we also work with the stock exchange future markets of all kind of currencies. We are three founding partners at FX Partners, myself, Edilson, and Miguel. Miguel is the head of funding rising transactions. Myself, I take care of the Forex desk, and Edilson gives us the support of the back office. And here are our clients. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Danilo. We have just one question. We're running out of time, but is FX Partners a Forex broker? And what's the difference between FX Partners and the broker dealer?
Very good question, Phil. Indeed, we are not a broker dealer. We work as a full branch of a bank. You can consider we are a full branch of a bank, but we don't belong to any institution. We don't belong to any financial institution. We are a hub of a lot of financial institutions in Brazil and also abroad. So when we are talking to our client, we will map exactly the kind of deals the client it needs, what he really does, and so we know exactly the best financial institutions that could provide this service for the client. So we go straight to the point, and we administrate all the process from registering to executing the deals. We do in-house, but in partnership with the institutions, the banks, the funds, the factoring, and etc.
Thank you very much, Danilo, for your great presentation. So we're going to go
You're
now
welcome. Let me see. No. I'm not. Let me. Where is it? Where is it? Here.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Good.
All right, thank you very much, Danilo. So now we go to Jarko Imbasaí. So let me introduce Jarko to you first of all. Jarko has a bachelor's degree on business administration and also MBA on marketing by the Catholic University of Rio de Janeiro with a further specialization on auditing and finance. Jarko has acted for more than 30 years on multinational companies based in Rio de Janeiro, São Paulo, and Joinville as a C-level executive of the commercial area. Besides being owner of Embassy Consulting for more than 15 years, he is also dedicated to academic activities as a postgraduate teacher in universities located in the region of Joinville. He's also a co-founder and managing partner for BGB Hub in charge of business development. Jarko is also a co-chair at Global Chamber Joinville Advisory Board. Jarko, would you please make the presentation?
Yes, my friend. Good day to everyone, and good evening to the colleagues at Israel and elsewhere in the world. Melanie, I agree with all the other colleagues here in Brazil. After your introduction, I feel a little bit pressured about the accent and all that regarding the English. So let's get straight to the presentation, because I'm a little bit nervous about this accent thing. Let's do it. So thanks, Phil. Thanks, Susan. Thanks, Doug. Caesar, nice to see you, and everyone. Let's just do it. So my mission now is to present the Brazilian hub, which we have founded just a few days ago, so we can show what we can do and how we can help all of you to get yourselves from Brazil to the whole planet, and from outside Brazil to do your business here. So the Brazil Global Business Hub is a service integrator. It's based in Joinville. Joinville is the largest city in the state of Santa Catarina. Brazil has 26 states. If I'm not wrong, the US has 50. And we have 26 plus the federal, well, just like Washington. And Santa Catarina is one of those 26 states in Brazil, and Joinville is the largest city of the state of Santa Catarina. Our team is comprised of experienced professionals, and they work with a range of products and services, and many of them are naturally in our global tribe. Also, I think Doug is here. Nice to have you also here, Doug. We have a presence not only here in Brazil, but also in Canada, USA, Portugal, and many other countries around the globe. We provide support to small companies, mid-sized companies, and startup companies who are willing to internationalize. And our value proposition is to facilitate, provide new business expansion opportunities to external markets, and offer a tailored formula to internationalize companies and to bring companies from abroad to Brazil. I'm checking the time, so that's why I'm running a little bit. Small and medium enterprise companies, usually they have the limited human resources, so that's why we decided to found the hub, to give support to companies who are willing to come to Brazil, and also those companies who are here in Brazil and want to go abroad, with all the support and usual teamwork that we have in our global tribe, in Global Chamber. So let's move to the other one. This one is really, it's give us a very straight view to what we do. We provide market entry, so the market diagnosis, feasibility study, market entry strategies, product certification and compliance, distributor buyer finding and matching, and regulations and compliance. This we do also in partnership with Mario from Bastos, who is also here with us. We work with FX, Danilo is here with us. So we have all the team in Global Chamber Brazil, who is a partner with the hub that we have. This provides a soft landing in Brazil, so that you outside folks, you can come to Brazil and be secure. And as Melanie said, when we have the accent thing about how we finish the sentence, this means you can count on us to have your companies or enterprise to get in Brazil. I have 25 seconds left. The business expansion is a trade mission, trades, export promotion, e-business solutions, and logistics, customs, and management, and the company representation, as well as local office setup and investments. So we have all the export consultancy and services enabling your business expansion globally. And this is all, folks. I have 5 seconds left. Those are our contact numbers and everything. So please feel free to contact us. We are here to help. We are here to make business, and let's do it. So Phil, I think I gave all the message that we had with the time. So it's back to you. Thank you so much, guys, for your attention. Now, how do I stop here? Yeah. Thanks. Phil, you're on mute.
Is it okay? Yeah, all right, sorry about that. So yeah, we have time for one question here. Being very objective, how can the hub be used for an international company aiming its soft landing in Brazil?
Yes, since we have all this team of professionals, many of them, Susan, Cesar, and all of the Global Tribe colleagues online now, if you want to come to Brazil, many of you might think, oh, what's happening in Brazil? How is the political environment? How is the economic environment? So we provide you all this kind of information and in a very objective and practical way so that you can feel comfortable and you can see how things are down here and make your company feel very safe and start your business here in Brazil.
Thank you very much, Jarko. So
thank you, everyone.
We'll see if we have time for other questions for our speakers today, but we also have time that we would like to leave to anyone who would like to make a very short presentation, 30 seconds of their activity. So if someone is in a position to do this, please let us know, and you have the floor.
I'd like to do that. My name is Anthony Haynes, and I'm with AH Global Trade Company. And what we do is in the field of agriculture, sell used farming equipment and spare parts. And we also handle livestock and raise cattle and chickens and all the other good stuff. And plus, we also help develop crop as far as corn, wheat, soybean, and all different types of crops.
Thank you very much, Anthony. So we have Bob Dunphy as well, who raised his hand. Bob.
Good morning, or good afternoon, I guess I should say. It's everyone. My name is Bob Dunphy. I'm with a company called Transworld Business Advisors. I'm actually a friend of Melanie Fox here. We're in the same networking group for a long time. So what Transworld Business Advisors does is we are a worldwide business brokerage for small business owners. So we help small business owners sell their businesses. We help people who are looking to expand, buy businesses. We also help businesses franchise or help people acquire franchises, get into franchises. So when someone's thinking of coming to the U.S. or expanding in the U.S., we have thousands of listings of businesses around the world to perhaps facilitate that. So I just wanted to sort of put that out there for anyone who's looking to expand in the U.S. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bob. Is anyone else available for a short presentation?
One thing I want to say, Phil, I think Theory had a question for Melanie. Didn't you have a question about, if you want to go ahead and address that, a question to Melanie, and then do your quick presentation, if that's okay.
Okay.
Maybe he's not. Okay. Okay,
Jerry?
keep going, Phil, sorry.
Okay, is Jerry here?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry.
Okay, Jerry. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm in the middle of a big exhibit. I'm on a booth. There's a lot of noise, so I'm in a soundproof cabin, so to make sure I can speak quickly. But I don't have a camera. Sorry, and my apologies. I have a PC laptop who's doing strange things. I really need to buy a new one for Windows 11. So I had a problem that Cesar remembers the other day. Because I was working with another camera. So my question quickly, speaking about accent when you speak a foreign language, because I'm also working for helping social non-profits working in mental health. There's a lot of problem with COVID, people are becoming mad, and you have a lot of hate. As a result of COVID, a lot of hate, and you have this problem of, I don't speak to you because you have a foreign accent, so you're a foreigner, so you're not interesting for me. Somebody mentioned to be patient. in the United States, I discovered that if you don't speak clearly English or very slowly, clear English that people can understand, people are impatient. After 30 seconds, oh, I fed up with you. Excuse me, I don't have the time. I need to see someone else. So yes, the importance of speaking English. And so the social issues, you speak with a foreign language. Oh, okay, you're not from this country. I'm not interested to speak with you. You have this behavior now to take into account. This is why you have, if I can give an example, remember
Thierry, sorry, we don't have much time. If you will, do you have any question for Melanie?
So my question is, what exercise, what things you can do at home to lose this bad accent in order to be more proficient for sales? Voilà.
So what exercise? So, well, what I would say is a great exercise for native speakers as well is if you have, again, like your typical business pitch, if you do say, figure what your 30-second intro would be for a meeting like this, go on your own Zoom meeting, record it, and try to say it as slowly and clearly as you can. And try, I was probably a bad example today because I crammed a lot of info into a short period of time. But what I would say is slow and steady wins the race. The slower you go, the more you can make sure you finish your sounds and work on sounds that might be tricky. So what I would say is try to figure out within a 30-second period or 60-second, depending how long you get in these meetings, to try to find the most important and impactful things to say, and then record yourself saying it on Zoom and time it and do it over and over again and listen to yourself back on Zoom. And if there's a certain sound that you feel like you have difficulty with, you may even want to highlight it in a document. And every time you get that word, listen back and see, did I get the TH here? Did I get it here? Because if you hear yourself in real time, it's very hard to make changes. But if you listen to yourself critically, you may be able to make some changes. And of course, that's also why I'm a coach. Sometimes it's hard to do it on your own, but there are, listening to your own recordings, as painful as it is even for me to hear my own voice, it could be helpful. And trying to say fewer words, good for Americans as well, fewer words in the same period of time, trying to get your message across with fewer words so you can go nice and slowly would be my best, something that you can do on your own type of pitch. And certainly chatting with native speakers and trying to match a little bit. But I know we're limited on time, but thanks for that great question. And I don't want to miss the part where you said it is a bad accent. There are no bad accents. It's just that for business, sometimes you need to be as clear and confident as possible, but nothing is bad. And of course, yes, people stereotype and are judgmental, but just know, your message needs to get across however you can get it clearly. There's definitely nothing bad about it. It's very beautiful that you guys are bilingual. And as I said, ask us to do the presentation in Portuguese and you'll feel very good about your bilingualism, because we don't have that exactly as widespread in the US. So thank you everybody for doing excellent presentations. And I think I understood every word of everyone's presentation. So good job.
Thank you very much, Melanie, for your valuable information as well. Just to be honest with you, I don't know if I feel really better for what you just said right now, because I'm a French citizen living in Brazil, talking in English. So that's a real challenge. So I'm going to try to do my best as well, even though I have a strong accent as well. So thank you so much, everyone. So we come to the end of this meetup. I would like to thank every one of you who has participated in this webinar, as well as of course our speakers from New York City, as well as from Brazil. So on behalf of Susan and myself and the Global Chamber, I would like to thank all of you for your participation. So that was a great contribution to all of you, and we hope we'll be able to see you soon. Thank you very much. Have a great day, everyone. If anyone would like to get presentations that have been given today, we can send those presentations to anyone who wants by email. So please let us know. I will be more than happy to do that. Okay. If any other questions as well arise, same thing. We'll be able to answer those questions afterwards. So just let us know as well. Thank you very much, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you very much, Phil and Suzanne.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks.
Thank you,
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Very
Thanks,
impressive,
bye-bye.
everyone. Your English is awesome. It was very clear. No one should feel bad.
Thank you so much, Melanie.
Welcome.
Bye bye.
You guys.